Hi friends, welcome to a complimentary session which is a bit different from verbal ability as such, right? So I'll be just giving you a small indication regarding group discussion, GD, because as you know, this is an integral part of your selection process, right? Even if you clear the written part, the aptitude part, you are still left with two more hurdles, right? One is the group discussion and other is the personal interview. Though GD and PI will be having separate sessions, definitely, but I just want to give you a small overview. The reason is because you'll understand why preparing for GD is, should start along with your aptitude preparations, right? Because though general knowledge doesn't come in CAT, current affairs do not come in CAT, but current affairs is something which will be present in almost all the other examinations that you talk of, right? So you must be preparing your general awareness and current affairs also. You must be improving your GK also. So along with that, if you have certain inclination towards the marketing segment, the business segment, it's good. If not, then kindly understand what all you have to prepare, because in GD one thing is important, one thing is of paramount importance, और वो है आपका content. I'll be going for a small kind of analytical session also in GD after just after this lecture, right, wherein you'll understand the intricacies not only of GD but also about your career per se, right? What is the expectation that you have to present, right? Why MBA? See, why MBA is a question which is often asked during interviews. Why MBA? What is the logic behind MBA? Because see, we have to understand certain things. MBA, first of all, is a professional degree, right? MBA is a professional degree. What is a professional degree? It is different from conventional degrees. Conventional degrees or traditional degrees or graduations, I would talk about, there is this BA, BSc, BCom. These are termed as traditional or conventional graduation. But if I go for BTech, if I go for BBA during my graduation, that becomes a professional program, because that is a program which allows me to go for a career, in pursuit of a career. Similarly, I might have gone for a conventional graduation, but now I need to work upon my career, and therefore I might choose a master's program in business administration or a postgraduate program in postgraduate diploma program in management or business management, right? So all these programs, the reason that we choose is, yes, of course, is to embark upon a career. Why MBA? One is, MBA is the only program which is actually preparing you for all the processes of a business. What are the different processes in a business? We are very much, I would say, comfortable with the term BPO, business process outsourcing, right? And our idea regarding a BPO might be associated with organizations like Teleperformance, Genpact, right? And the reason is we consider these call centers as BPO, right? But actually speaking, that is a part of the BPO industry. BPO, an idea was propounded by the very famous Indian origin, the only Indian origin management guru, I would say, C.K. Prahalad, right? In his very famous book, Core Competencies, wherein he talks about organizations should actually focus or emphasize on their core competencies. For example, if I talk about McDonald's, their core competency would be French fries. But for that French fries, in order to get those length, there's a particular length, they maintain a particular length in their French fries, right? And if you need to maintain that particular length, you need to purchase potatoes of a particular diameter, right? But McDonald's core competency is not purchasing or procurement of potatoes, right? So the purchasing part of McDonald's has been outsourced to a particular agency or a particular organization whose core competency is, purchasing, right? So that is what C.K. Prahalad talks about. C.K. Prahalad says, if an organization is actually emphasizing on a particular strength, let it emphasize on its strength using all the resources that it has, and let it outsource the support functions, right? So that the organizational requirements can be achieved or maintained without dilution of their strength. That is what business process outsourcing is all about. What we know as Genpact, what we know as teleperformance is outsourcing of one part of the business process, which is customer care, right? Customer care or after sales service is an equally important part of business, and that part has been outsourced. The customer care, say that you talk with for your telephone providers or your mobile connection providers like Airtel, that is also being managed by some BPO, right? So processes, when I'm talking of a process of a business, there are a lot of processes in a business: marketing, sales, finance, HR, operations, Kaizen, lean, right? Personnel functions. There are n number of functions, n number of processes in a business, and MBA is the only program which makes you aware of all the processes of a business, or at least I can safely say all the important processes in a business, and allows you to specialize in any one or two of the processes. So MBA is the most important reason is you become a person who knows about business in its totality, business from the macro point of view. So your analytical skills have improved, it's widened, it has broadened, right? Second reason why MBA is, again, MBA provides you with a platform where you are interacting with various ideas. You have got people from various walks of life. You have people who have experience, you have people who are from the entrepreneurship background, you have people from the humanities background, you have people from the science background, you have people from the commerce background, you have people from the technical background, you have people from different parts of the country, you have people from different parts of the world. You have got a lot of interactions with the corporates. You have got you interact with professors who have got different exposure to different kind of theories and practices. So just imagine the kind of interaction that you have in your MBA days. Just imagine how much you can ideate during your MBA days. Just imagine how big a solution providing mentality you are actually building during your MBA days, right? What separates the best B schools from the average? It is just their method of teaching. The best B schools prepare you to be solution oriented, and the average ones makes you theory oriented. In the average ones, you are studying the same pattern is being followed which you have followed during your graduation with no basic improvement or value addition at all. Because the education system of India is pathetic. Why? Because here we study for percentages. Here we study for marks. Education development takes a back seat. In schools, we are talking about cramming and filling up the papers. In graduation, it's again cramming and filling up the papers. And if the same thing continues in MBA, my dear friends, you are wasting your money, time and energy. Because MBA is outside the classroom. Any professional program for that fact or for the matter is outside the classroom. If I spend 70% of my time inside the classroom, I am doing injustice to MBA. So the better B schools, the best ones, will always give you a skeletal idea about the theories. For example, they might give you the knowledge of 4 or 5 P's or 6 P's or 7 P's of marketing, and they'll ask you to propound or develop the 8th, 9th or 10th P of marketing after analyzing or researching the present business trends or the market trends. Right? So that is how good B schools are differentiated from the average ones. Right? And this is what you need to understand. So when you go for the MBA, it's most important is your internships, right? Your presentations, right? Your interactions, your symposiums, right? Your association with different say corporate units, right? Your interaction with different corporate honchos. That is what makes you more developed. That is what makes you more business ready. That is what clicks those ideas, and that is why people want to do their MBA. Plus, and the third reason is of course your career. Because once you you have started off with a career, you might also change. Because you might start off with HR, you might shift to marketing. You might start off with marketing, you can shift to HR. You might be having a knowledge of marketing and HR, and after 5, 6, 7, 10 years down the line, you might become a trainer. Right? After 10 years, you might start off as a consultant. Right? So these wide possibilities, the varieties, the flavors is possible only through MBA. And one more thing, if you want to be a CEO, even if you analyze the CEOs, either they have not been very much educated in the terms of degrees, or their degrees does contain that MBA. If you are a CEO, right, a person from only pure technical background can become a CTO, from finance background can turn out to be a CFO, right? A COO also can happen, but a CEO, because after all, CTO, COO, CMO, everyone has to report to the CEO, man. He is the chief executive officer. And if I want to be the CEO, MBA is required. Either it's MBA after your engineering, after whatever you have done, or you are someone like Bill Gates, right? So that is different. Or you are someone like the late Dhirubhai Ambani. But that is different. Not everybody is a Dhirubhai Ambani, or not everybody is a Bill Gates, right? That is again being in the right time at the right place. That's also very important, right? So when we are talking of MBA, these are the reasons why we should select MBA, and these are the questions which they ask. Why MBA? Right? So to share that, yes, that passion for business, right? You had that passion for solution. You had that passion to understand how can we do things differently, and that is what business requires. India today requires startups. India today requires entrepreneurs. India today requires wealth generators, especially after these uncertain times of COVID. Entrepreneurship is required in a very big way, right? So these things need to be analyzed, and yes, analytical skills. It develops your analytical skills. See, your percentages always matter. There are certain colleges, there are certain institutions which go for profile based calls also, right? You must be knowing. They go for profile based calls also. But then there are certain other organizations, institutions which go for a mix. Profile, how do you develop a profile? Profile is what you have done along with your degree. A person from St. Stephen's, a student from Lady Shri Ram will always have a better profile, because there will be a lot of activities during their graduation days. Unfortunately, the number of colleges in India which give you this platform to build up a profile is very limited, and limited to the better off cities, right? The A category cities. But unfortunately, when we come to the B category or the C category cities, most of the graduation colleges do not function the way they should. Just like a lot of MBA colleges do not function the way they should, right? I'm not talking about games and fashion shows and talent hunt alone. That is also important, but only that, no, that is not the only thing. There's a lot of things that need to be implemented in order to develop your IQ, EQ, your life skills. Those schools are talking about life skills. Are they taking it up seriously? I don't think so, right? So these things, the profile is built up when you are into NCC, into NSS, into WWF, that is Worldwide Fund for Nature, into some kind of say social services, right? You have been a part of committees, you have organized meets or events, right? You have been a blogger, an active blogger, right? So these things build up your profile along with your academics. So profile is a mix of your curricular, extracurricular and co-curricular activities. Curricular, co-curricular and extracurricular. Co-curricular are all those activities which are related to your academics, to your curriculum, and extracurricular are those things which are other than your studies, right? You're representing the district, you're representing the state, right? You're representing, might be your school in an inter-school or intercollegiate kind of competition or function. These things build up your profile. So there are institutions which actually go for profile based calls, right? And when I'm talking of profile based calls, I'm talking of something like 80 percentile in CAT. So if I can score something like 80 percentile in CAT, and if my profile is very strong, I can actually think about getting enrolled in the top 1 among the top 10 to 12 institutions of India. And we are talking about MBA. And we need to be very, very careful. We need to be very careful about the institution that we choose. First 100 benchmark, simple, right? And now I need to push as much in the upper kind of furlongs as possible. The first 80, the first 70, the first 50. If it is first 50, excellent. You have got a secure career then. Right? So these kind of things are kind of analysis that you have to do. Be very conscious. Whatever institution you choose based on your analysis. Right? No, not everybody will crack CAT and enter the top B schools. But yes, every one of you can crack the aptitude and enter good B schools. Right? Do not compromise on average. No, that is not what will actually help you. Be very careful about advertisement and false propaganda, false marketing. If an institution says that our minimum salary would be 10 to 12 lakhs per annum, and if it is not among the first 20, 15, 10 institutions, do not fall prey to those false commitments. Right? Institutions might actually advertise by talking about digital marketing, talking about, say, business analytics, talking about SAP, talking about advanced Excel, talking about lot many things. And these are the integral part of MBA today. There is no MBA without digital marketing. There is no MBA without business analytics or data analytics. There is no MBA without understanding of SAP as an ERP system. Right? Excel and advanced Excel should start right from your first semester. Right? Basic quant skills, statistics. These are very, very important for becoming a business management student, and this should be integral part. Do not fall prey to advertisement saying that we give you all these things extra. Right? There's nothing like extra. Then what is the MBA? Why are you giving an MBA, sir? Ask the question. Right? Ask the question. It's all about ideation. GD is all about ideation. Content is the king in GD. Most of the people will ask you to, or train you to sit in a particular way, wear a particular pattern or color of dress, how to interact your body language. It is important. It is important. I won't say it is not important, but that is 30% of GD. 70% of GDs, have you been able, or are you able, or had you been able to impress the group because of your content, because of your ideas, because you could mold the discussion in your favor based on your better information. Once you have the information, confidence is automatic. बहुत ज़्यादा मत सोचिए आप इंग्लिश में फ्लुएंट है कि नहीं है. फ्लुएंट है तो बढ़िया है, अभी भी फ्लुएंट नहीं है तो पता नहीं कब होंगे. कम्युनिकेशन के बारे में ज़्यादा सोचिए. कम्युनिकेट इन इंग्लिश. राइट? कभी कभार हिंदी हो सकता है 20-30%, बट try to erase that. Try to erase that, because we are talking about global interactions. तो अभी तक अगर हिंदी में आप अभी भी इंग्लिश में कमजोर हैं तो टेक अप ए प्रोग्राम ऑन कम्युनिकेटिव इंग्लिश and erase all your problems. Do these things now. Do these things now. Time flies. Okay. Second, so again, when I talk of GD, why I'm talking about all these things? You see, the topic might be anything. I'll discuss a small abstract topic with you. A very interesting topic. Suppose the topic is cockroaches. Cockroaches make better pets than scorpions. Cockroaches make better pets than scorpions. Right? What will you do? Now see, when we are talking of MBA, when we are talking of MBA, we are talking of business administration. Right? And generalized ideas will not work here. You have to be specific. You have to show that propensity to mold topics into business. Right? You have to show that. And that is the thought pattern, that is a change in your mindset which you have to bring about. Right? The paradigm shift which has to come about in your thought process. Right? So when I say cockroaches make better pets than scorpions, how? You might be lost. Why? Because ideation is a problem now. Ideation is always a problem when we do not have information. If we do not have information, if we are not well read, ideation will always be a problem. But if you are well read, if you can associate, ideation is interesting. Right? See, there are two specific keywords here. Cockroach, scorpion. Cockroach, scorpion. Cockroaches make better pets. 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 One more keyword. Pets. All those animals which we consider as pets will have some utility value. Some kind of utility value. What is utility? Yes, there is something through which I can actually either say meet some of my requirement, or I can earn some money. Right? Cow is a pet because it has got some utility. Milk, butter, buttermilk, right? Ghee, lot of things, lot of products. Even the cow dung fetches me enough monetary revenue. Right? Buffalo, same. Goat, yes. Right? These are all my pet animals. I don't consider a lion as a pet or a tiger as a pet, but there are instances where people have also proven that even a lion or a tiger can be domesticated. There are proofs, but not much utility or not much say business sense in it, other than just exhibitionism. Right? So when I am associating cockroach to being a better pet than scorpion, I need to ideate regarding ideas or information. How can cockroach be a better pet? What is the utility of a cockroach? Right? Normally it is a insect which is shooed away. Right? A cockroach is something which we detest, we despise, and scorpion is something which is dangerous. It might, it has got that it's always interested to go for that sting, isn't it? So we need to be very careful about this. So scorpion is disregarded. I do not have any utilitarian factor with the scorpion. I do not have any learning. So do I have some learning? Can I get some information from the cockroach? If I know certain characteristics of the cockroach, I might. Right? It is said that the cockroach is one insect which has survived right from the dinosaur period. Just imagine those mighty, huge, ferocious dinosaurs. they become extinct, but the cockroach survives. Right? Second, it's again said that even if there is a nuclear holocaust, the chances of survival of the cockroach is the greatest. If you take up a cockroach, you pick a cockroach, snap its limbs, leave it, it will survive. It will survive as long as you can, it can feed itself. Even if you snap its head off, these two parts will survive. Ultimately it will die because the mechanism of food is gone. So if one limb is snapped off or two limbs are snapped off, it can still survive. Right? You dip it inside the water for some time, say for 2, 3, 4 minutes, more than a human being can ever, say control. Leave it, it will thank you for a good bath. So the reason why it is associated as a pet is because of the learnings. And what is the learning? It's a very important learning. Adaptability. Right? Its ability to change according to the requirements of the environment. And that is very important if a business has to survive. Present day, lot of businesses will close, and all those businesses will pull down the shutters who will not be able to change according to the new normal, the COVID normal, the distancing normal. Right? Just like Ambassador, Hindustan Motors couldn't survive in India. HMT couldn't survive in India. Right? A technically very, say, masterpiece of a mobile. I would say it had the monopoly in the world market. Could not change, could not survive. I'm talking about Nokia. Right? AT&T could not keep up with the market share. It was the market leader. There was no car other than Ford at a time. Right? The only manufacturer, Ford. What happened? No more the market leader. Right? We talked about photostat, we used to say Xerox. Xerox is the company which used to manufacture the photostat machines. Canon has completely, destroyed them. Right? Only the paranoid survive. An excellent book. Read it. I request you to read books. Business Maharajas. These are the books which will give you ideas. And this is what you need. And this is what you actually, search for when you think of doing an MBA. Right? Do not think that MBA will give you a package of 6 lakhs, 7 lakhs, 8 lakhs, 9 lakhs, 10 lakhs. No. MBA is not going to give you a package of 6 to 10 lakhs or 12 lakhs. You are going to change yourself. You are going to develop yourself in such a way that you can command 6 lakhs, 7 lakhs, 8 lakhs, 9 lakhs, 10 lakhs. Right? And for that development, you need to be in that environment. And to be in that environment, you need to get admission in the first 50 B schools. And in order to crack the first 50, 60, 70, you have to start now. Thinking like an MBA. Preparing like an MBA. Right? Only then you will succeed as a business professional. Right? Thank you.